You're tuned in to Ask the Master Auto Technician. Car questions? Get answers right now. Call 850-763-0555.
James Auto Center, we fix it right, guaranteed. Beep, 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 yeah.
All right, good morning, everybody. It's It's Wednesday morning. That's right. It's Rotary morning. This is where I get to go to Rotary at Lynnhaven Rotary and answer questions. If you may have any questions, you feel free to call at 850-763-0555. One of the things I try to talk about is common sense things to keep your car on the road, keep it where it lasts longer, where you don't have problems. And one of the things I guess I've seen this week is more than once, probably about 5 times, cars that have more than 100,000 miles on their vehicle, and they're 10 years old, or both. I have cars that come in all the time. They're are 2006, 2007 model, and they have 110 to 150, almost 200,000 miles, and they come in surprised that their car is running hot. And they say, well, I changed my oil, I changed my coolant like I'm supposed to, I keep an eye on it. It's only 10 years old. Why is my car running hot? And I said, well, because you've got a hose that's leaking, or you've got a water pump that's bad, or a fan that's not working. Normally, these are all symptoms that could have been looked at and avoided. We had a customer came in with I think it was around a 15-year-old vehicle. The radiator was changed about 9 years ago. So she has around 9 years on the radiator now, and she's saying, it's leaking? And I said, yes, it's leaking. The reason it's leaking is because your fan motor died, your electric cooling fan. So what ended up happening is when you're going down the highway, everything was fine. You had enough air coming across it, so it worked like it's supposed to. Come to a red light, and where there's no air coming across the radiator, the temperature expanded, it rose, the tanks expanded, and things crack. And that's exactly what ended up happening. That's why this Jeep has a electric cooling fan on it, as well as a manual fan to pull air across. It's just one of those things we found out over the years. If they work correctly, it works like it's supposed to. The car doesn't run hot, the air conditioning works like it's supposed to. But the first symptoms of this not working correctly is something as simple as when you're coming to a red light or a stoplight after you've been on the highway and you have your air conditioning on. After about a minute, you notice your air conditioning doesn't get as cold as it should be. That's the first symptom. If you feel that happening to your car when you're driving it, and when you come to a red light, the air conditioning is not as cold as it should be, please have someone look at your cooling fans. Some cars have as many as 2 cooling fans on there. A lot of times only one cooling fan will work because the other one's bad, or maybe that one cooling fan will only work on low, or maybe only high. So get that checked out at your earliest convenience. I got Harold calling with a 2005 Toyota Tundra. Harold, what's your question about your Tundra, sir?
I think you talked a little bit about me yesterday.
Okay.
I have a problem when you take off, it's a clunk or a knock.
Mm-hmm.
And, you say it might be the transmission?
Well, it could be. Hang on for a second. I want to double check, because give me just a second. Let me look that up. What I think it might be. How many miles in your car on your Toyota Tundra?
It's 105,000.
Okay. One of the biggest things I find on Toyota Tundras is their U-joints. They are notorious for going bad on these things. That and the carrier bearing. Let me just make a real quick look. Hang on. Let me go back to home. I'm getting old. I can't think early in the morning. When it's early trying to look at my computer. But it's a 2005 Toyota Tundra. Come on, computer, work for me. And then I'm going to see if there's that clunk. I know there's a reprogramming for them for downshift clunk. I've seen that. It's the same thing with Toyota, same thing with Ford and Chevrolet. Hang on, let me go down here to Toyota, because I don't know all the answers, but I have a pretty good computer here that can point me in the right direction on clunks. And it's a Tundra. Come on, let's go down to T. And then I could probably find Tundra. Do you have a Tundra Limited, SR5, or just Tundra?
SR5. It's a V8.
That's fine. That's what I want to find out here. You got the V8 4.7 engine. That thing will pass everything but a gas station. What's the gas mileage on that thing? Any good? What do you get on that?
I get about 19 and a half.
That's not bad at all. It really isn't. Okay, I'm going to put down clunk. I'm just going to put clunk in rear. That's what clunking in rear. See if anything like that. Nothing there. Let me go back. Just go clunk. One more time. Clunk. How about clunk on acceleration? Let's try it on that way. Nothing there. Let me just go try clunk. I tried. You say yours clunks on downshift, or when does it clunk?
Both when I stop and when I take off too, but it's not all the time. Just sometimes.
Just a clunk. Is it a 4-wheel drive or 2-wheel drive?
2-wheel.
2-wheel drive. Okay. Clunk in suspension. Let me just check it. Clunk in suspension. Nothing there either. Dadgummit, I'm striking out on this. They don't seem to be a common denominator or anything that's clunky. So okay, so this is struck out here. So give me a little bit more information. You started the car up, you put it in gear when it's cold, you take off. Do you hear the clunk then?
No, I hadn't noticed it then.
Okay, when do you hear the clunk? Okay, now you come to a stop sign a mile down the road, and you stop. When you put your foot on the brake, do you hear a clunk then?
Yes, when I stop, yeah.
Okay, as soon as you put your foot on the brake, you hear a clunk?
I don't know if it's as soon as I put the foot on the brake,
Okay.
but and it don't do it all the time.
All right.
One time it do it, the next time it won't. And I try to pay attention to what it's doing, and then it won't do it.
Okay, that's what I want you to do. Pay attention to when it happens. It doesn't have because one of the things I have found out that's why I go for a ride on noises. Noises are very hard to.
Don't the Tundras have carrier bearings on the drive shafts?
Yes, they
We've seen
do.
a lot of problems with
They
them.
do have carrier bearings.
And
It's
they
a two.
do make kind of noisy.
Now, does your drive shaft, is it a 2-piece drive shaft or a 1-piece drive shaft?
Well, I don't know about that.
I don't know.
Worked on it.
Well, there's two of them. There's two types in there. There's a 1-piece drive shaft and a 2-piece drive shaft. The 1-piece drive shaft doesn't have a carrier bearing. The 2-piece drive shaft, of course, does, and a lot of times the actual rubber mounting that holds the bearing will wear out, and you'll get a clunk when you back up, or when you put it in gear and give it a little gas, you get a clunk. Or sometimes when you're coming to a light and you're slowing down, you may get a clunk. But if you're in the Bay County area or the Panama City area, and if you just want to swing by here for a free test drive, that costs nothing but your time. If you want to, just call my shop, the same phone number, Monday through Friday. Paul will get you in here. I'll go for a ride with you, and I'll pay attention to that clunking noise you got. I'll say, well, that's a common problem, or, I don't know what it is, but normally there doesn't seem to be anything that seems to be, to a bunch of Tundras of the 2005 with clunking in the rear end, clunking in the suspension, or clunking in turns, or clunking when stopping. I checked all those, and there's no clunking that I can see. Steering, turning, reverse. Is it clunking from the front end or the rear end? That's one of the questions.
Seems like the rear.
Yeah, that's what I did right here. Clunking in reverse. Let me look at rear end on turns. Clunking front end on turns. Let me just go right here. Clunking noise on turns. Sometimes I've seen that happen. Nope, nothing. There's no clunking, period.
Well,
go ahead.
If I get under it and try to turn the drive shaft
Yeah.
back and forth, could I tell if the universal joint's loose in?
It's hard it's hard on the ground, because what I look for is not side to side by twisting it. I look for up and down. That's what I look for. Or I take my flashlight out and I look where the universal joints are, and I look to see if I see any streaks of rust. If I see streaks of rust from the U-joints, that tells me the bearing's gone away. And that, and the only way to verify that you've got a problem is take the drive shaft out, move the joints by hand, and you'll be able to feel if they're bad or not. But that's what I do, is I just look at them. If I have any play up and down, you can't turn them side to side. You won't get any play like that sitting on the ground. And see if you have any up and down, and then take your flashlight and look at all 4 cups on each end and see if you see any streaks of rust coming out of them. If you do, that is probably your problem right there, because they will intermittently clunk. They will go. A lot of times they'll go squeak, squeak, squeak when you back up, and then when you go forward, you don't hear it. And then sometimes they'll clunk when you back up. They'll clunk when you go forward. And sometimes they just make all sorts of weird noises. I just can't describe them because they do. But come by here if you're interested in it. We'll go for a ride. I'll say, yep, I hear your clunk. I need this much time to tell you what's wrong with it, or heck, I know what's wrong with that. I've heard it 100 times before. I don't know.
You don't think it'd be something wrong with the transmission, though?
I
maybe, huh?
doubt seriously. If it's shifting all the gears.
Yeah, it does that.
All right.
Yeah.
You're not seeing a check engine light. Am I correct? Okay, if you're not seeing a check engine light, because that transmission is controlled by the computer. So if you're not seeing a check engine light and the car shifts all gears, I doubt seriously it's a transmission. If it is a transmission, it's nothing more than a reprogramming to solve that problem. That makes sense. Go ahead.
Another thing, it's probably about time I get the fluid in the transmission changed.
Every 30,000 miles, I recommend it. After the first 60,000 miles, and you change it every 30.
Do you always have to go back to the Toyota place to get it changed?
No, you do not. You can go anywhere you want to. So, excuse me, so long as they use the right type of fluid. That Toyota requires a special kind of fluid. It's either WS or T4. I can't remember the numbers, but there's a special fluid for these Toyota Tundras. From year to year, they change the fluid. I can't tell you which one yours has, but you must put the correct fluid in there, or you can kiss that transmission goodbye.
Do you have to go to a place where they take every bit of the
I
fluid out?
I would recommend that. It's called a fluid exchange. Remember, I've looked this up. I've looked at it before. That Toyota transmission holds approximately 12 quarts of fluid completely. Torque converter, lines, cooler, everything. If you only drop the pan and change the fluid and that's in the pan and the filter, you're lucky to change 4 quarts. That means there'll be another 7 to 8 quarts left in the transmission. That's why I recommend changing all your fluid. If you do that, that'll save you having to buy a $3,000 to $4,000 transmission down the road. It's a lot. I'd rather you pay $200 to $400 or whatever it costs to get all your fluid changed once every 30,000 miles than every 100,000 miles or so putting another transmission in. But I don't know. Like I said, Carol, come by here. We'll go for a ride. I'll take a look at your fluid. I'll grab my scanner. I'll grab my scanner and I'll tell you what I think. That will only cost you 15 minutes of your time, and then you can say, nah, I don't need to do that, or yeah, whatever, we'll set up a time. And if you want us to do it, I can even loan you a car while we work on your car, so you're not inconvenienced, okay?
All right, thank you.
You're very welcome. Thanks for calling, Harold. I appreciate that. That's what this show is about. We're trying to get you the information you need about getting your car fixed. Yes, we'd love for you to come to James Auto Center. Of course we would. But we also want you to go to your shop that you've been trusting and trading with for years and years and years, and
Well, yeah,
ask
we
them.
get so many phone calls from out of the county.
No kidding. I bet you we had the last week or so. People see my show at 6 o'clock in the morning, and sometimes they don't call till 6:30. You know, they wait till the show is over, then they call. And they'll be from Okaloosa County, they'll be from Walton County, they'll be from Washington County, and they ask the very same questions. Do I have to use this kind of fluid? Do I have to do this? Yes, you do. If you don't do this, all cars have to have a special kind of fluid for their transmissions. Toyotas require a special kind of fluid. Kia, Mercedes, Honda, Toyota, Volkswagen, on. Years ago when I first started, we had 2 types of fluid. We had Dexron and Type F. That was it. Either your car took Dexron or it took Type F. That was all. Now would I venture to say I have 25 to 30 brands of fluid back there? I have that many types of fluid and in transmission fluid, and I have that many.
At least that many in antifreeze.
And the antifreeze, boy. And my guy yesterday was doing a Mitsubishi, and I looked at it. I said, that's green antifreeze. This isn't supposed to be regular antifreeze. He smiled real big. He pointed at the jug. He says, Mitsubishi Extended Life Long Antifreeze, green in color. I went, thank you so much. I appreciate it. We're very particular about that. We are. When you bring a car to us, we're going to put in the right fluid, or we're not going to put in fluid at all. We're not going to touch the job. I've had people come in here and say, I just want you to change my oil, and I just want regular oil in it. And I say, sir, your car calls for full synthetic. Now, I just put regular oil in it. I go, no, sir, I can't do it. Hand them back the keys. Wow, I've never heard anyone doing that. I said, well, you have a choice. Do the fluid right or don't do it. I can't legally, without being held negligent, put the wrong kind of fluids in your vehicle. Because if I do, and your car engine blows up with my oil that I put in there, the first thing they do is they grab the owner's manual or look inside the glove box and say, who did the oil change on this last, after they do an oil analysis on it. And they say, okay, the oil in here wasn't full synthetic, it was just regular oil. Who did the oil change? They go through the receipts. Looks like James Auto Center changed the oil about 2,000 miles ago, and they put in regular oil. Well, we need to go talk to him because we're not going to pay for this engine. He put the wrong oil in it. Now, the customer will not voluntarily tell you, well, I insisted that he put that oil in there and I signed off on it. They don't care. Even if you do sign off on it, it still don't hold up in a court of law. I've had customers, I've gone to court of law where people have said these things and it just don't hold up. When I get back, we can talk more about it. This is James Morris from Ask the Master Auto Technician. If you got a car question, give us a call, 850-763-0555.
James Auto Center, we fix it right.